So, good afternoon. Thank you for joining me and taking the time for me to interview you, Miss Irwin.
You're welcome.
I'm meeting with Miss Rebecca Irwin from Porter Elementary. Can you tell us your job title?
I'm the media specialist at Porter Elementary in Bibb County.
What type of degree is required for your job?
To be certified as a media specialist in the state of Georgia, you have to have a master's degree and then from a state approved program. And then you also have to pass the content GACE for media specialist.
Okay. And what are your job responsibilities?
Well, as a media specialist, I run the program at the school and the media program at the school. And that includes collection development, promoting reading, partnering with teachers and other faculty to plan instruction in research process and information literacy skills. I also develop and share a vision for the media program, manage media center funds, provide equitable access to physical and digital resources across the school, maintain a safe and welcoming environment in the media center, and also oversee our one-to-one technology implementation.
A lot of responsibilities.
Yes, it is.
And you do a wonderful job at all
Thank you.
that. I know this semester we aren't doing remote learning currently, but when we are in remote learning, like we have been in the past, how do you meet the needs and support the staff and faculty?
For the staff and faculty, as well as students, parents, basically anybody during that time, then I was the first point of contact if there were any issues. When students were first kind of getting involved with that, then it took some time kind of getting everybody where they needed to be to understand how to access Teams and how to get into Canvas and other things like that. So I would talk with people. They would call here. My number was posted on our website. So, and we kind of put that out through other means as well to make sure everybody knew that they could contact me. And they took advantage of that quite a bit. Had a lot of phone calls, especially in the beginning, trying to help people get logged in how they needed to be. Even would sometimes be talking to daycare workers and other people who were trying to manage, multiple students getting on where they needed to get on. Sometimes one thing that we do have that really helps a lot was Quick Assist, where I could be able to essentially see their computer and then I could kind of help out people. So I did that quite a bit in the beginning, really helping to get people acclimated to the online learning environment. And then because I also didn't want to forget about reading, because that was very important during that time as well. Then I also made sure that students as well as parents were aware of electronic reading resources that were available. Especially during that time, there were a lot of places that opened things up like they hadn't been before. We even did curbside library pickup where parents could request books online and then come and get them from the school. So all of those things were different ways that I supported people during remote learning.
Um, Now that we're back in school, what does your daily activities look like, your daily task?
Being one to one, a big part of it is making sure that we have technology is running well. I'm still the first point of contact as far as any technology problems. That's really amped up a lot because we are one to one. So that means that every student has some kind of device, whether it's a laptop or an iPad. Every faculty member has a laptop. We have panels, interactive panels in the classrooms. So with all of that technology, it's just more ways for things to go wrong. So making sure that if there is a problem, knowing that people can reach out to me. So a lot of troubleshooting is a regular thing. Also processing if we get new technology coming in, we have to process that. We've got to transfer it into our system, make sure that it's showing now that it belongs in our school. Sometimes it might be if we get as we've recently did get new carts for teachers and make sure they get into the classrooms quickly. There was a little bit of setup with that, so having making sure that all that was done, checking them out to the classroom, and then getting them to the teacher. So all of those were different things just on a daily basis. We also have students coming into the media center throughout the day to check out books. So there's that as well. And working with, sometimes it might be collaborating with teachers, talking with our administrators, working on our storytime video, or planning out our latest reading promotion. So a lot of different things throughout the day.
At the beginning, you mentioned that you control a budget. How do you decide like what resources to purchase and things like that for your stakeholders?
Um, One thing that I usually will, well, I one thing I always do at the beginning of the year is I let students let me know things that they want, whether it's more of something, or maybe there's a series that I don't know about that they've seen. Um, I reach out to, I'm looking at, we get catalogs all the time. So looking through catalogs, checking Twitter, that's a really great resource to be able to see things that are coming through. Um, all kinds of different places. I always am looking at reviews as well, making sure that whatever I'm getting is age appropriate for elementary. And I also will reach out to our staff, our teachers, to see if there's anything else that we need to have in the media center to support their curriculum. I'll look at standards, make sure that we have books, whether it's about people or habitats or whatever it might be, making sure that we have the resources here. So there's a lot of different things that I use to be able to make sure we have a relevant collection.
You've talked a lot about how you've helped implement technology throughout the school. Do you maybe have like a favorite example of how you've helped implement and, where recently have become one-to-one, really help that roll out in the school?
I think one thing that really has helped a lot is having our technology chat in Teams. That really helped to kind of keep things in one spot when there's issues. This allows everybody in the building to see what's happening because everybody is part of that chat, and it's just specific to technology, so it doesn't get lost in other chats. It also allows for other people to be able to see. So a lot of times what will happen is the teacher posts something and then somebody responds, hey, I've seen that too. Or maybe they even have a suggestion for how to fix it. So sometimes it's not always me. Also, it allows our administrator to be able to see what's happening too. So if there's something that's major going on in the school, then our principal, our assistant principal, our instructional coach, other people like that who need to know about these things, then they can be aware of what's going on with it too. So it really is very helpful with a lot for a lot of reasons. And then also, if there's something that's happening right then with the student, a teacher can say, hey, student is having problems. And then if I am available, I can say, okay, send them on down. So that way they're not coming into an empty media center, or they're not coming into a time when maybe it's not the most convenient time for me to be able to do it, to look at it. And I think it's just really helps the customer service essentially of troubleshooting technology throughout the day.
Yeah, and like you said, if one person has a question, a lot of times more people have it. And even if
Yes.
you answer it, they can go back to the chat and help,
Mhm.
look for the answer. Does your school have a technology committee?
We do. We kind of use it along with our academic team under our Leader in Me program. So that way we're not having to have a separate meeting. So if there are things that are related to technology, then I can bring them up during our meetings, or I can share the information through different, whether it's email or on Teams, be able to make that committee aware of what's going on with it. We have a media technology plan. So that's always reviewed at the beginning of every year. And I updated it. It usually runs as a 3-year plan, is typical for media technology plans. So I'll look at it at the beginning of the year. We'll make any changes that need to be made. We'll share it out as we need to. And then be able to review it throughout the year. And then we can also make, if there's something coming up where maybe we need to see about getting more computers or other things like that, then that's the group that I can go to be able to ask them what types of things that they need for their classroom too, because it's a good representative of everybody in the school. So yes, so we do have regular meetings, and it's always something that's part of our monthly action team meetings.
So when a technology decision needs to be made, do you go directly to just that team, or is there any other process that needs to happen when a decision's needing to be made?
Usually the team will be involved, and of course the principal as well. If there sometimes we'll have things that are coming in from our media services department. And also our technology department. So, kind of checking all those things. If there's something that we need to order, a lot of times I'll reach out to our technology department to see what do they recommend. They can help us with getting quotes and things like that as well. So there are multiple people involved with things like that.
Okay. And what is the best part of your job? What do you enjoy the most?
Definitely working with the people, whether it's itty bitty kindergartners up to the teachers and the admin and faculty, the staff members, everybody. Everybody comes through the media center, whether it's custodians needing to be able to figure out how to get into their email, or it'll be nutrition workers. Our nutrition manager who's having a problem with her computer, or she needs a webcam for some reason. So all those things happen on a regular basis around here. And then, of course, we have students coming in to check out books, students coming in to tell me that they're having a problem with their computer, or they're coming in to tell me that their computer is working right. That also is a good thing too. So it's definitely working with the people. Because there's never a dull moment. It's never the same thing twice. You never know what's going to happen on a daily basis. And that makes it fun and exciting.
And what would you say is the most challenging part of your job?
Technology, for sure. All the troubleshooting of technology, the managing of it, because that involves making sure that we have what we need, especially as we're heading into testing season. So there's going to be having to organize our chargers and making sure that everybody has the power strips that they need to have, collecting things at the end of the year, getting them organized, and then redistributing them at the beginning of the next year. There's so many moving pieces when it comes to the technology now with being one to one. So it's certainly a lot more than it was when I first started. So yeah, that would certainly be the most challenging aspect.
So you compared to when you first started, what would you say is probably the biggest change? I know we got devices, so like your role has definitely changed in the school. Can
Mhm.
you talk a little more about that?
Just the level, the amount of technology has increased so much. And so, again, it just makes the possibility for issues that much more. It's also, everybody's got something. Everybody has a device. So it's again, it's just a lot to manage. It used to be that every class or every grade level had a cart that maybe they had 6 or 7 computers in their classroom. Now they have 27 computers. So it's a big switch for sure. I think we've done well as a school with leaning into that. One thing that has helped us a lot is we already had carts for all the teachers. We've had that for pretty much the whole time. Every classroom has had a cart. Now we have even better carts. But that was something that's really helped a lot, because I know that there's other schools that they did not have that before. So that's helped to really cut down on the number of issues as far as damage. We're fortunate here that we don't have a lot of damage, as far as especially intentional damage. Anything that happens here is totally accidental, and sometimes it's just not even foreseeable. It just kind of happens. Um, but I think that overall, everybody does a really good job with managing what's in their room. And then that helps me be able to then manage everything throughout the school.
Well, thank you so much for taking time to meet with me. And I look forward to learning a lot more from you this semester.
Thank you. All right. Take care. Bye bye.